I am going to talk about Brihadeeswara Temple located in Tanjore district of Tamilnadu, India. This monument is a testimony for the architectural brilliance which proves that the Indians were way ahead of their time in knowledge and technology. Before I start telling you the mysteries, I would like to give some interesting facts about Brihadeeswara Temple. After that, with the help of photos and diagrams, I will explain you the mysteries, the possible reasons and the techniques they would have used. This temple is a UNESCO World Heritage and was built in the year 1000 by the Chola king Raja Raja Cholan and his sister Kundavai. This was the tallest Hindu temple in the India, standing at a height of 216 feet. Even after 1,000 years, this is still the tallest non-bound temple in India and world. Brihadeeswara Temple is also known as Raja Raja or Cholan. This is a Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, who gave it the name Brihadeeswara after they invaded the place. The main temple is entirely built of granite. More than 130,000 tons of granite was used to build it, though the nearest quarry was 50 miles away. Of the world's first known and only shallow Shiva temple built by interlocking stones and not by binding them. Material was used to make this temple, and still this temple has braved 6 earthquakes and several violent disturbances of nature like wind, storm, rain. In the world wherein the shadow of its gopuram does not appear on the ground at noon. The temple was built within schedule, completed in record time of 7 years, amounting to moving and placing almost 50 tons of rock each and every day, not to forget carving and aligning it. It is said that 80,000 horseback troops, 200,000 foot soldiers and 6,000 battle elephants and 8,000 war horse-drawn vehicles were used to build this temple. Atop the soaring Vaiman Tower is a capstone Kalasha compound that weighs 80 tons. Temple height is 216 feet. The Nandi height is 18 feet and Lingam is 12 feet, and the Tamil letters have also 216 combinate letters, 18 consonants and 12 vowels. There are hundreds of underground passages in this temple, and most of the underground and secret passages are closed for the public and archaeologists. The inspiration to build the temple came to Raja Raja Cholan during his visit to Sri Lanka, seeing architectures of Hindu kings. Now, I am going to talk about the mysteries surrounding this monument. Tanjore Temple contains more than 100 underground passages to various places. But why? Though the purpose of these passages is still an unsolved mystery, it is believed that passages were used by the royals and their subordinates during extreme emergencies like ambush, enemy attack, when the only way left for them to protect the nation is to survive first and face the rest later. It is also said that some of the secret passage to leads to palace of Raja Raja Chola and also to other temples around Tanjore. Some underground passages were built so that the king, queen and their confidant can use this passage to reach other temples easily. The passages are said to be mesh-like structure. If someone chooses the wrong passage, might lead to traps. While roaming through secret passages, it is impossible to come back to the starting point, as no one knows the route to reach the interplaces meshed to each other. That is the reason most of the underground and secret passages are closed for the public and archaeologists. Such places were holding keys to the treasure chest, rare scripts, calligraphs and vaults whose confidentiality were to be maintained. The biggest mystery that puzzles the archaeologists is the huge capstone at the top of the temple. The weight of the capstone is 80 tons, and no man-built shallow structure around the world has such huge stone cap at the top of the constructed temple. It is possible that they constructed in layers. It would take less space and less effort comparing to other methods. Sand and poured in large amounts to move around and place the rock at the center. Moving in circular paths makes you feel less tired, and that is why you have circular staircase. Now, high was the top of the Thanjavur temple capped. It is said that the Shiva Lingam placed inside emits huge amount of electromagnetic positive energies, and the 80-ton stone was kept as a repulsive force so as to make the energy revolve around the temple perimeter and keep the place divinely graceful. Now, how do they measure the required height of the monument? The standard measures used in construction come from the ancient Vasta Shastras, which measures 1 3/8 inch and is used even today. Other units of measure include hasta, musam, or kishku with 24 units equaling to 33 inches. Similar measurement principles are observed in the ancient structures of Indus Valley civilization some 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. Next mystery I am going to talk about is about the granite stones used for the construction of the temple. As we all know, the granite stones are one of the strongest stones in the world. It is very difficult to carve intricate designs on the granite stones without powerful blunt devices. Granite is also very heavy, so movement of huge stones from one place to another is also not possibly easy. More than 130,000 tons of granite were used to build Raja Rajeswara Thanjavur Temple. The heavy stones weighing several tons were brought down from the place that was located 50 miles away from the Tanjore temple. At first place, how did they break the rocks? It is possible that they used wooden wedges to break the rock. Using blunt chisels, they drill adjacent holes on the rock and insert dry wooden wedges. The wedges are watered frequently. The expansion of soaked wedges crack the rock. The next mystery I am going to talk is about the beautiful paintings that explains about Chola Dynasty. Painters across the world are awestruck, and they are still trying hard to figure out how even today these hundreds of years old Hindu paintings look so natural and novel. It is believed that they used flower petals, colorful leaves, holly, turmeric, treated muds, crushed salts, neem, pressed herbs, etc. to make paintings. Another mystery about Brihadeeswara temple is about the shadow of Gopuram of Shiva temple not falling on ground in any season. It just fall on itself because the Gopuram cap is constructed that way. The main reason is the basement of structure is big enough to absorb the shadow of the Gopuram on its base itself. During morning or evening when the sun is out, the shadow can be seen falling on the ground. The next mystery I have to share is about a scripture of a Chinese and European found on this temple. In Hindu temples, they carve scriptures only of gods, rulers and saints. Here, these scriptures show strong resemblance of the rulers of China and France of that period. But, we have been told that Vasco da Gama was the first European to visit India. Then, how did Chola ruler had connections with other rulers who were many thousand kilometers away?